Hey guys, Rollout or Taylor here, and today I'm finally back with another survival gaming video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at a newly released game on Kickstarter called the Gold River Project. Now this popped up a few days ago on my timeline by another survival creator called Mr. Atomic Duck. A link to his channel will be found in the description. Now, when I found out about this game, I did a bit of research on it, gathered all of the resources I needed to create a video, but then I actually found out that it was going to be released on Kickstarter yesterday, and along with that would be a trailer. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to hold off on this video, and then we'll create it once I see some gameplay, see the trailer, and see if there's any more information released when this game did come to Kickstarter. Well, here we are, a day after it was released on Kickstarter, and we're going to dive into it. What exactly is the Gold River Project, and should we be excited for it? So guys, if you are a big fan of survival games or open world games as a whole, then this is the channel you want to be at. Make sure to subscribe and have that bell notification active so you never miss a video. With that being said, let's jump straight into it. The Gold River Project was commissioned in the summer of 1965 after a large parcel of land was purchased in an undisclosed location in the Pacific Northwest. The project was a study to determine the effects of excessive exposure to seasonal elements on wildlife. The scientists were able to control perpetual summer, fall, and winter zones with a series of walls. The facility was decommissioned in the mid-80s due to budget cuts, and in 1998 the facility was reopened under new management. The experiments on wildlife accelerated, but the results didn't. The next logical step would be human subjects. So that's a little bit of the background of this game, which I actually think is a really cool introduction to it. A lot of games just sort of throw you in with no real background, especially the survival games. You know, I'm not taking shots at any, but things like 𝙬𝙚𝙧𝙚, I mean, there's a tiny bit of lore around Daisy, but there's no real background story as to how you ended up in certain situations. So that's really cool. You already know what the purpose is of you being there. So moving on, you and your friends are offered a week-long remote camping trip. However, you quickly discover that you are not where you think you are, and you must find a way out. So yes, you weren't told about the island or being one of the human subjects. You were just sent away on this week-long camping trip. So like I said, now we know a little bit of the backstory, or the lore if you will. You're probably wondering, what even is this game? Well, if you've been a fan of the channel or you've seen my other content, you'll know I'm a big fan of open world and in particular survival games, and this does seem to tick both of those boxes. The Gold River Project is an open world single player, 4-player co-op or 4-player free-for-all survival adventure game, and you're going to need to scavenge resources, solve puzzles, and of course survive. Now, a lot of survival games do follow similar pillars within them, and this game, and although follows similar pillars, it acts differently to others. So let's have a quick look at those pillars, and you'll know what I'm talking about soon. So scavenge, you're going to explore farms, towns, and abandoned mines, and you can see some of these on your screen now. You'll find clothing, food, water, supplies, and the occasional note with clues for survival. And what you can't find, you may be able to craft from the items you do collect. So solving. Each zone is a season which is surrounded by a wall. Within the zone, there are randomly placed substations that power the wall. Find the substation, solve the puzzle within, and disable the wall. And of course, survive. When the wall is deactivated, the season will change. Make sure you collect the right gear because Mother Nature is working against you, as are the wolves, bears, and settlers, which we'll be coming to in a second. It already sounds like there's so much to do and so many things to see, but whilst you are trying to survive and make your way, you're not alone. As well as your group, you encounter others. These are called factions, and there's currently 3 of them depicted with face colorings or face paint. All of these images and some of the information you find on this website may not be accurate to final release. Of course, you know, these games are always changing. But yeah, at the moment, each faction or each group of settlers are depicted with different color face paints. So let's have a look at faction 1 here. This is depicted with green face paint. And these are previous campers that have formed a faction that is peaceful. If they feel threatened, they will flee, but if you can befriend them, they will return the favor. Faction 2, depicted with some blue face paint. This faction will hold their ground and protect their camp, but not at the sacrifice of life. it might be worth your while if you can explore their camp. And Faction 3, you've guessed it, depicted with red face paint, which usually indicates danger, is exactly that. They're not the most peaceful. This faction is unstable and must be avoided at all costs. They work closely with a few rogue scientists from the lab that control the experiment. If you're feeling brave, infiltrate their camp, and you may find a way into the lab that was also mentioned. So, it's a survival game. Not many survival games have goals, but what is a goal of the Golden River Project, or the Gold River Project, I should say? Your goal is, of course, to survive, but more importantly, it's about getting out alive. So previously in the video, I mentioned about substations. Now, substations are facilities that power the wall and are operated by the lab. It's very ominous, this lab place. Find these small concrete structures throughout each season, gain entry and travel deep down inside to disable the mechanics controlling the wall. This is not the only way to disable the wall though. Field labs and settler camps may also hold a key to an alternative solution. So just looping back to the settlers, especially the red face painted dude who isn't so friendly, it mentions that if you do explore their camp, you may find a way to the labs. So yeah, another way there to disable the walls that we've talked about a fair bit. Now, there is one plot twist though. Once you disable the wall, you're not free to just leave, or your not so luxury camping trip is over. You have a harsh few seasons ahead of you, and you'll need to make sure you're prepared for this. I have already mentioned that, but a little bit more on that now. So be ready. When the wall is disabled, the seasons will change. Summer will become fall, bringing cold temperatures and rain to the landscape. And if you manage to survive fall, well, you'll be greeted with a bone-chilling cold and snow of the winter. The more prepared you are, the better chances you have of making your way out. So there you have it. That's pretty much a quick lowdown of the Gold River Project. Most of this information is on their website. You can also find it within their Discord and on their Twitter pages. All those links will be in the description below. Now, the other link that will be in the description is a link to their Kickstarter page, which, like I said, launched yesterday. If you do decide to back this game, you'll get early access to the alpha, which I believe is due at the end of February. Now, there's a whole lot that seems is going to be packed into this game. We've already seen some vehicles, things like a kayak, which I don't think I've seen in a survival game. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. There's some weapons, you know, guns, axes, crafting, tents, camping, base building. There is a lot going on, and this is definitely a game to keep on the radar. They have a really active community, and they're extremely active on their social media channels. I've been following them now for a few days, and I'm always seeing new updates, so that's always a good sign, I feel, for games. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling now. Like I said, all the links to the sources can be found in the description, and if you did enjoy this video, please let me know by leaving a thumbs up or a comment. And if you do enjoy survival games, open world games, things like that, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, have that bell notification active so you never miss another video. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.